If you want to do your questions, we can do those.
Sure. I was wondering, since you're a rather prolific person and you say and do a lot of various things, what is the one thing out of your arsenal information that you're 100% confident about and talking about with the
Cutting
fans
sugar.
generally of your content?
Yeah, cutting sugar. Your biology. I mean, so so at 19,
I'm 19.
You have a lot of men in your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yeah, I have a
how
lot
many
of
of them said, "Hey, bro, did you know periodically, as a male, we shouldn't have any sugar in our system? It's what allows us. The absence of sugar is what allows us to burn the cholesterol out of our arteries that would give us a heart attack. So fasting actually prevents a heart attack, but it also uses that cholesterol and sends it down to my testes for testosterone production."
Mm-hmm. It's a very cool and interesting thing, like ketosis and like the pattern of like whenever you burn sugar and cholesterol from your heart to not get a heart attack is a very like commonly recommended thing by a lot of like wrestlers, martial artists, and a bunch of other people that like do a bunch of like workouts and are very heavy into honing their body and their muscles and making it the most healthy thing possible. And a common thing I've seen recommended for like generally like the overweight problem, like obesity for people in America, is ketosis, because you can burn off all that cholesterol that you've built up in your arteries and use it in very healthy ways to improve your
there's the caveat there. You can use it in very healthy ways, but here's the caveat. Now, this is where people get confused with ketosis. Even doctors, you have a doctor tell you, and I've had doctors tell me, you shouldn't do keto, it's really bad for you. And I ask a doctor why, and they go, because there's all these side effects. And they give me all this stuff from real scientific journeys of side effects. And so I asked the doctor, how long you been a doctor? Oh, 25 years. I'm like, how many of your patients have asked you about any of these things that you show as the backup of you? They go, oh, very few. I usually just tell them, don't do keto, make you sick, the side effects, and they go along with it. I've been doing this for a long time. So I say, is it acceptable for somebody to ask you? And they, oh, yeah, no problem. Then I ask them, can you tell me?
Yeah.
They have these side effects under ketosis, but what is the leading problem? What was the cause of those side effects? They just resulted because, and then they study and go, oh, yeah, you get somewhere. Somebody who smoked 20 packs of cigarette every day, and was 40 pounds over, 80 pounds overweight. Their fat is laden with carcinogens. So when they go into ketosis, their fat is literally shutting down internal organs. It's literally causing, it's not good for that. Yeah, if you're fat, maybe you should only do keto 1 day a week, so that you can slow.
Yeah, there's like a level of pacing and risk you take whenever like the potential side effects of this very like health and improving like strategy. It's very health improving and also life risking, as most doctors have discovered. And most times a lot of people may just push themselves over the limit when they're doing this kind of systematic flow to regenerate
everybody when they first start fasting, if they don't have any education about dirty fat, dirty cholesterol in their body, they always overdo it. So they have this thing called Keto Flu.
Yes.
Right, the Keto Flu. Part of it is it's a two-part flu kind of deal. Part of it, 50% sugar withdrawals. Sugar withdrawals, I'm not feeling very well. I'm not used to going without sugar.
Yeah. Oh, I need my blood sugar up because I need like a Snickers to make me not have the shit.
I started keto and I don't feel very good. It might not be from sugar withdrawals. It might be because my fat is laden with 20 packs worth of cigarettes of carcinogens, and now that I'm burning it's making me sick.
Yeah, you're like dumping trash into this coal fire of your body, like your engine. You're just shoveling like the trash laced fat into there, and it's causing a lot more problems than it's actually fixing.
Yep, there you go. So there's a, with keto, when doctors tell you, be careful, it's dangerous, that's real. Because people don't realize how much toxins they have in their body. We trick you. There's all these things that try to, like commercials today, they say, oh, you got 20 pounds of toxins sitting inside your body. And then they go, well, and it's poop. It's not really poop. You don't have 20 pounds of toxic poop inside of you. You have 20 pounds of toxic sludge coursing through your body. It's your fat, your cholesterol in your arteries. It's you. It's not like poop in your stomach. It's you. You are 20 pounds of you is toxic.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because you're building up all this waste over time that you're getting from the air, from places you go, things you touch. There's so many things that can just over time build up in your body. And especially for older people, it's a lot harder because all those metals and stuff and all that stuff is already built up over like 80 years. That's a long time for a lot of stuff to build up.
You imagine somebody who smoked cigarettes. Let's say they smoked cigarettes from 18 to 38. Right? They smoke 3 packs of cigarettes every day from 18 years old to 38. 20 freaking years. Then they quit smoking.
It's a long time.
They quit smoking. 38 years old, they quit smoking, but they never fast. They never go without sugar. So at 38 years old, the nicotine, the carcinogens, the toxins that have built up in their organs and the rest of their body just sits there. So then, So then,
doesn't go nowhere.
They're 65 years old, 68 years old, 30 years later. They're like, man, I'm going to start fasting. They start fasting, and their health goes down the fucking toilet. And no doctor ever tells them, hey, man, you still got to get rid of all that nicotine you put in your body 20 years ago. You have to fast. Because when did you fast between 38 years old and 68? Never. You never fasted. You never went not a single 24-hour period from 38 years old to 68 years old without sugar. They go no. So all of those toxins in your body from 20 years of smoking is still in your body.
And generally, whenever like doctors see you, they're usually listing off like all these other like medicines that could help like your body like basically fight off the pain and kind of somehow alleviate most of that carcinogens like effect on you, even though you're not going through ketosis. And usually that's mainly due to either like the doctor's knowledge and recommending stuff. They probably always recommended medicines for it because that's all they know. And they don't really know like the minor medicine practices of most like at-home physicians, because I'm sure a lot of more at-home physicians know more about like those at-home remedies that you can just do at home without any like doctor in a lab making it for you and then go into the store and picking it up.
Very fascinating.
And it's very fascinating. And also the other question I wanted to ask, what's up with the stuff of you moving? Are there trouble with like your local town?
I don't know. We both have traumatic brain injuries, which is it's a weird situation. So we both have traumatic brain injuries, and we're I don't know. Let's not worry about it.
You're both dealing with your own stuff, and generally like your perceptions of like wanting to deal with like either like the emotional trauma, the physical trauma, usually like lead you down different avenues of wanting to like be in certain emotional environments. Like you want to be around less people,
I don't understand.
more people.
I just don't understand what the point of all this is.
As in like what context?
The simulation.
The point, I guess, in its own way, is a lot more of just what you think the point is. It's like with everything else. Everyone has this they think of this truth and they perceive it and push it out into the world. And that almost is a self-truth.
You follow me. You've been following me for a while. You watch me start over my traumatic brain. So it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what somebody else thinks. It doesn't matter what I want you to think. It doesn't matter what somebody else wants you to think, because you follow, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I mean. I don't
Yes.
understand it. Like, I get what you're saying. Oh, because we want people to think certain ways or think certain things, but it doesn't work. I mean, it might work for new. I don't know. It might work for someone new, but
Mm-hmm.
eventually, yeah. So guess what?
It's
So
sometimes,
yeah,
it's like with
yeah. We can
people,
start me
there's so
over.
many
Give
things.
me a traumatic brain injury,
There's,
so that maybe one of your friends who doesn't
mm,
follow me can be taught to think a certain way about something or someone. But
yes.
eventually, you're going to mention that you follow me too, or they're going to mention that they follow me, and you're going to go, "Hey, man, I've been following that guy for years longer than you." That perspective, that
Yes, it's almost superiority and with like their information they know and
yeah,
like they want to be almost better than
I
you.
don't
It's
get it.
almost
Like,
an
what's like
innate natural trait.
to think a certain way? Like,
It's just it's such a it's so much a primalistic thing. It's such like a that's how, like it's a great example of like that superiority like kind of thing is in the dictatorial regimes and stuff that built up over the years in past societies, and how like the one everyone wants the big leader power head. Well, that big leader power head wants all the power, and he basically uses other people to get to that power and basically pushes them down, makes them feel unwanted, makes them feel like there's no place for them just because they want more and more and more. And that generally plays out in small ways in small conversations with people, is that wanting to be superior and have this kind of I'm the top dog,
yeah,
I'm the one that knows right, I'm the one who knows everything.
everybody else can be the superior or the top dog. I don't need that. But your signal's cutting out. So
It's honestly more refreshing to.
um,
Oh yes, it's just a little bit. My phone's about to die and other stuff, so I want to try to kind of wrap up my conversation just a little bit. Just put like a end note on this kind of rather deep subject. It's generally uh, a truth. I like to keep my like truths and like dislikes and stuff generally to like an even with others, because everyone always has their own things. It doesn't really devalue your perception compared to mine, because we all came to that conclusion at some point. There's some point where everyone could lead down to that conclusion and have their own epiphany about what truths they have and what truths they think others should learn. And usually it's good truths and bad truths, but typically it's everyone just wanting to make a staple of information that doesn't change. Everything's changing. Perceptions are changing. Everything is changing constantly, and there's always this unknown uncertainty to everything. And it's just like one of those things where it's like you just have to be confident in what information you do know, because no one else really knows anything else. No one is really can like lay 100% of their belief on the line.
yeah, there you go. You
They
don't know
can't
what they
usually.
know. I how do you know
Mm-hmm.
what someone else's know what someone else knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know what someone else knows, and then how do you know what you don't know?
Exactly. There's so much like why get hung up so much on